again. Welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Just had to grab my notes for the show, and that's for show. We're back again. I've got about 3.5 pages of notes. The deep dive I'm going to go over today is about fidelity. No, not fidelity in a relationship. Fidelity Information Systems. Fidelity Investment Company. Fidelity as in the largest processing and payments company in the world. The largest processing and payments company in the world. Duh. Very interesting. We must go over Fidelity. They're a company that's worth, I think they have 13 trillion in assets. Oh my God. They're right up there with BlackRock. Just saying. Not a big deal though. And they came out with a stablecoin, and there's about 3 cryptos, maybe 4, that I feel, with evidence that I have, are involved with Fidelity's stablecoin. And when that sucker finally gets running, it's going to require these other cryptos to do their job. So we're going to get into this today. Some of these cryptos you have not heard of, and some you've heard of, but they just don't seem to be doing anything. That is what is up. But first I wanted to talk to you really quick about staying on course. And I always go back to the story. It's 1985. It's probably July or August. maybe it's like, I don't know, September, October. I can't quite remember, somewhere in there. And I was wearing a red Gold's Gym tank top with a little yellow guy on there or whatever, trying to flex his muscles. And I had no muscles whatsoever. But I had a dream in my head. And I had determination in my heart. I still have both of those two things. Now, the body's gotten older, but my dreams and my drive have gotten stronger. I've encountered all kinds of dumb shit that happens in life. And people who are watching this in their 20s be like, oh, but you'll see. You'll have enough shit thrown at you. And then a lot of times I created a lot of the shit storms in my own life. I would say probably most of the time. We all have to be fair. And I'm being honest. I'm not trying to hide nothing. I think I'm the one who dumped the dump truck of shit on myself multiple times in life. And I wanted to blame other people and these kinds of things. But eventually, you have to take responsibility. You have to be the captain of your own ship. You have to be the captain of your own ship. You have to be the artist of your own canvas. You have to be the painter, the one painting. I still remember it was 1985. I was wearing that red tank top with the yellow Gold's Gym. And this person came up to me and was trying to be popular and stuff. So, you have to have muscles before you wear that. And I'm just like, wow. Now when I look back at it, I mean, that stuff affects. I heard this person say it, but it didn't deter me at all. Because I already had at 15 in my head, I'm going to be working out for the rest of my life. It's not what people tell me or so I'd go to the gym every day, this little skinny ass kid. Actually, I started working out in the garage at home. 1985. I graduated freshman year, June of 1985, and was bored. It was summer and I was bored. And I decided I'm going to start exercising and lifting weights 6 days a week. And I haven't given up since. And now, yeah, I'm getting weaker. I could tell. Getting older. But you know what? The dream in my head and the drive in my heart just never have given up. And I'll just keep continuing to do what I do, even when I'm 70 or 80 years old. And that's how I am. So with my crypto journey, so Crypto Hulk, link it back to crypto. So that goes with our crypto journey. I don't have to see that I'm rich right now. Just like when I was 15, I didn't have to think that one day I'm going to be like 280 pounds. I was hoping for 240 or something like that, 230. Because I remember I started when I was about 150 pounds. I said, man, if I could just gain 50 pounds or something like that and be, well, that'd be 200 pounds. Maybe I wanted to be like 220. I thought my lifetime goal was I'm only going to probably gain 50 to 70 pounds at the most. I had no idea that I would gain probably 130 pounds. Like, no fucking clue. And actually, at my heaviest, I was like 290 or 300. About 300. So that was when I was about 36 years old or so. Like 20 years ago. But the crypto journey. I knew in my head at 15, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to read the workout magazines. We didn't have internet or nothing in 1985. It would take another 12 years or something like that to get internet. And at that time, I was 27. So I just said, I'm going to read every single little magazine I can and watch the bigger guys in the workout gyms and try to copy them and stuff. And I wasn't deterred at all. I'd get up every day, weighing 150 pounds and go work out. And little by little, I'd get bigger and then bigger and stronger and bigger. And nothing deterred me at all. All through life and the twists and turns in life, the ups and the downs and the valleys, just kept going. Fuck it. When my daughter was born, we didn't have any money. So I worked out in the house, in the apartment, 650 square foot apartment for all three of us. We all slept on the same bed in the same bedroom. Life was pretty humble back then, but I worked out with duffel bags. I bought a pair of work gloves, and I could curl bags of tools and canned goods, like canned food, put them in bags and use that as weight. And I did go to like Big Lots or whatever it kind of was back then and bought like a chin-up bar. But that was about the only piece of gym equipment I could afford. I think that was $20. But your crypto journey, I don't care what the prices are. See, that's why I'm trying to show you how I am. I don't fucking care. But Crypto Hulk, you just bought that crypto and it went down. Yeah, I bought Linnea and it went down like 60%. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I look at fundamentals and I do the fundamentals. I look around the whole scene. I got diversification in case one crypto doesn't work. I got other ones. But Crypto Hulk, you used to just talk about XRP only. What happened? What happened is What happened is your truck driver father fucked your mother that used to work at Denny's. She was a little whore. She'd pull tricks in the back of Denny's for $10 a pop. But you have to have a diversification in these different things. So you just don't know what's going to happen in crypto. It's all secretive. They have dark pools. They have private ledgers and all these things. You have to not just have one crypto like a fucking dumbass. See, I've never been a financial advisor and I'm still not one. I don't know too much about crypto at all. I've never been one to say, oh, I know all this stuff. No, I've always said I know this much about crypto. You can take that shit back from when I first started. What I do is I research and I report findings. That's what I do. I don't know about the crypto space. I don't know about financial advising at all. I know what I've done and I know what I'm going to do. I know from looking at fundamentals, I know from the research that I'm going to present today, hey, some of this crypto here, it's tied right in there with Fidelity. I don't know why some of it's got 4 zeros in front of it. I don't know. I'm not concerned. I get crypto based on fundamentals. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's to err is human. To make a mistake is human. That's how it goes. I don't fucking care. I don't be like, oh God, I made a mistake. Oh, what I look at is if I try my absolute best as hard as I can. And if I fail, I fail. Oh well. You know, that's just how I roll, man. It doesn't fucking matter. All you can do is try everything, study, look at my notes, read stuff, talk to other people. And if I do my absolute best, and if I fail, then I fail. That's just how I'm not even concerned. What bugs me is if I give up. See, I can always hold my head up high. Even if I fail on, maybe if I fail in something massive in crypto or whatever, hey, I have done my absolute best. I don't know what else I could have done. Now, after everything's over, we can always look back at the end and be, oh, should have done this, that, and the other. It's always easier when it's over to look back and see where you made a mistake. So I don't get down on myself, whatever, and I won't. I'm doing my absolute best. I'm pretty good at what I do, and I've got sharp friends that I can call or text. I got some really sharp, techie crypto friends, and I can run, hey, I'm jammed up, da-da-da. What do you think about this or that? Why can't I find whatever? I talk to some smart people that help me. And if I fail, I fail. That's just how it goes. No big deal. My name's Cryptoholic, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. Truck driver comedy. Oh my God. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about financial advice. I'd be the worst person for you to take crypto or financial advice from. I don't know anything. Well, I do know one thing, how to get high. Heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, LSD, other drugs I can't remember. Opium, that's right. I slam it, chew it, snort it, eat it, inject it, keister it, whatever I can do to get that buzz going and stay high 24/7. I can't even think straight. So, and I never have for 5.5 years. I cannot think straight. Just straight up drug use. It's the only thing that's on my mind. That's your disclaimer for today. Merry Christmas. Floridian 2009, welcome to the 2024 crypto explosion. We got Grant. Thanks for all you do. Right on there, Grant. We got TJ Smith, Smitty. Thank you, Hulk. You should be Sir Hulk, doing God's work, making is all healthy. Well, I'm just doing my job. Then we got Ben. Oh, I already said that, truck driver comedy. Robert Bobby Driscoll. To err is to be human. This has been an unexpected journey, Hulk. All right, let's get into the work. I put in a lot of work on this deep dive. Deals with Stellar. So if you've got Stellar, then congratulations. I got some, not a whole lot. I got over 5,000 and under 10,000 Stellar. Stellar is one that I'm holding now. Never really used to hold Stellar, but I am now. But Crypto Hulk, you never used to hold Stellar. What's wrong? You must have read my comment, Crypto Hulk. I'm the one that showed you to buy Stellar. People are so stupid like that. I swear to God. You see, let me tell you something. There's nobody that I'm trying to think of the word. I'm not trying to get something from it. I'm just my own person. I don't care who is what and this and that. It doesn't fucking matter to me. All I do is my best. Here we go. Fidelity. Where did all this start? Let's look at the article that started it all. Right here. Oh, shit. Let's go ahead and start the show, and that's for show. Blockchain behemoth, thanks Hulk. Repetitiveness and discipline is a beautiful thing. Yeah, man. All right, now let's get to work. Here's what I saw. I saw this, the bullshit meter. Here it is. Hold on. B-U-L-L-S-H-I-T. That's bullshit. So I saw the Fidelity article here, and it didn't say what blockchain they're building with. I mean, it shows like Ethereum, but like who built this thing? Okay, because Ethereum didn't build it. They've got their in-house people here. Fidelity Investments starts its own stablecoin. Now, I already know somebody built this for them, and I'm going to find out who the fuck it is. And it's stellar. And all bridge, these kinds of things. Fidelity Investments starts its own stablecoin in a massive bet that the future of banking is on blockchain. They already know. Let me tell you something. This right here, Fidelity, they've had open banking since 2018. What? 8 years ago? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're running on a blockchain. I'll tell you the name of it later. It's already implemented. This open banking is already integrated into our system. They just haven't told us yet. Oh, I found that out too. I found out a whole lot of shit. Yeah, this was a deep dive, man. It took me forever to do this one. I don't know why my nose is plugged up, so it's just how it is. So I'll be a heavy mouth breather today, as I can't really breathe out of my nose. So I'm going to be a mouth. At least I'm not knuckle dragging, but I'm a heavy mouth breather today. It's called the FID, F-I-D-D. That's the token for Fidelity, the FID. It will run on initially run on Ethereum. That's how they always do this, kids. It'll serve institutional and retail users and comply with the new Genius Act. Oh, gotta love it. Fidelity Investments is launching its first stablecoin based on the Ethereum network. The FIDD will be backed by reserves of cash, cash equivalents, and short-term United States treasuries managed by Fidelity. It's in line with the new Federal Genius Act. The stablecoin targets use cases such as 24/7 institutional settlement and on-chain retail payments, putting Fidelity in direct competition with Circle, Tether, etc. Let's continue. It's going to launch the coin in February, marking a major move by one of the largest traditional financial institutions into on-chain finance. Fidelity is all about crypto. They have something called Fidelity Crypto for wealth managers, Fidelity Digital Assets. Oh, yes, yes, yes. They already know where this is going. These are the people, the article's like, they're making a big bet on the stablecoin future. No, they're running shit. They create the road. BlackRock, Fidelity, Franklin Temple, these people create where stuff goes. Okay, let's cherry pick this article. Then I got a deep dive here. The Genius Act was a key enabler. So they were waiting. Fidelity has been waiting for the Genius Act to pass. and the Clarities Act and all these things, okay? So the House, the United States House of Representatives already passed theirs. And for what I heard, the Senate passed the Clarities Act. So we are now going to see this crypto is going to start taking off, structurally take off. Financially is when all the banks start dumping trillions in. I don't know when that'll be. All I know is get the cryptos you need right now. Now, let's get into the deep dive here. Fidelity launches a stablecoin. It manages 13 trillion in assets. It launches on Ethereum initially. This is according to Grok. Grok used these words, initially, with potential to a layer 2 or other networks. Fidelity Management and Research Company, LLC. So there's another division of Fidelity. Now there's a name, Abigail Johnson. Now, she is the granddaughter of the guy that started Fidelity in 1946. This is the granddaughter. She oversees all operations on crypto for that company. I'm like, whoa. She is worth, this granddaughter is worth $30 billion. Oh, man. And she's the driver of the adoption of crypto at Fidelity. Cynthia Lowe, L-O is her name. Cynthia Lowe Bassett is the head of the digital asset management team. She spoke at an ALGO summit. Oh, ALGO? Oh, yeah. Now, this guy's the real superstar right here. Here is the mystery man himself, Tom Jessup, Jessop. Let us not forget his name. He used to be like the chairman way high up at Fidelity from 2017 to maybe 22. I can't remember, something like that. But now he's an advisor because Tom has been a very busy boy. He also helped create a crypto platform called On-Chain. And that On-Chain was later bought out by Lightyear, which is the division of Stellar, who then gets hooked up with Velo. Oh, shit. But before it hits Velo, they already had a crypto. You're going to want to know. It's called XCN. Oh, man. XCN. Oh, damn, Crypto Hulk. Is that one of the cryptos? Yep. And then Velo is the other one. Velo. V-E-L-O. Oh, shit. This is all coming together, folks. Tom Jessup. This dude is so much. He's basically helping Jed McCaleb and Stellar and Ultra Stellar and all this fucking shit. Oh, there's another crypto, Ultra Stellar. You find it on the Lobster wallet. Ultra Stellar. Let's go back to Tommy Boy. Tom Jessup, advisor to Fidelity, used to work at chain.com. You can look all this up to verify it yourself. Verify it. Got to verify it. Chain.com. You'll see Tom Jessup's name all over that shit. Now, Chain.com got bought out by Stellar. That's Jed McCaleb. Now, Chain.com is connected to the Ethereum Foundation, but it's only because they're using the network. So they're not buddies. The Fidelity crypto, they're not partners with the Ethereum Foundation. They just have their token running on it right now, okay? I looked up and tried to see how much of a relationship does Fidelity have with the Ethereum Foundation, and I didn't find any. All I found was that they're launching it on Ethereum, but they can take it off and put it on something else. So Now, Coinbase is a partner of this Fidelity crypto, okay, the stable coin. Now, there's another company called Akoya, Akoya. That is very important because that is, here's a secret. Here's the secret right here. Nobody knows. You've heard of open banking. I've heard of it. I believe it got released in popularity about 2 years ago in Europe, something like that. People in America are like, oh, we don't want to have that. Okay. It's already here. It's already here. It's been here since 2018. It's called Akoya, and it's an open banking platform. It's owned by, guess who? JP Morgan, Bank of America. Well, the top 11 banks in the United States, they own this Akoya thing. And it's basically open banking. It's a platform. But we'll get in on that later. It's a fintech data sharing platform. They're basically sharing your banking information. It's open banking, but you don't know it yet. John Follett, 10 for yesterday, 10 for today. Oh, brilliant. Johnny boy, thank you. Fidelity Digital Assets, it's FDANA. Fidelity Digital Assets, and then NA, I don't know what that stands for, but it's FDANA, all one word. They're the issuer of the stablecoin. It blends TradeFi with fintech. I want you to see this. It blends traditional finance with fintech. This is a bridge, okay? This is what I'm showing you. The biggest payments company in the world with 13 trillion in assets. They're ushering in a bridge from traditional finance to fintech. I want you to see this right now, and I'm showing you the partnerships I'm showing you the crypto that's involved in this. Whether you want to buy them and take advantage of them or not, that's up to you. We are just at the beginning. You will not be rich later today off these cryptos, nor tomorrow. Sorry to let you know that, but it's just the facts, okay? I'm showing you what is making up the foundation and bridge, because this is going to be massive. When you have the biggest payments processor in the entire world just came out with this technology, I'm showing you who the players are, okay? Now, Franklin Templeton is mixed up in this. Franklin Templeton is a stellar partner also at the same time. It talks about JP Morgan. Oh, you know JP Morgan's involved in this as well. And JP Morgan has a coin, the JP Morgan coin, and it runs on the Canton network. Wait a sec, Crypto Hulk. Do you think that Fidelity might switch over to the Canton network? Very possible. And also, guess who's going to be involved in this? Linnea. Now, this is my opinion. Now, this coin right now is on the Ethereum, right? Right. Didn't they say they're going to go to a layer 2? Yeah. And what Ethereum-ish layer 2 is out there? Well, Consensus made Linnea, and that's a layer 2 to Ethereum. Oh, shit. So Linnea is going to probably get some action in this thing, okay? Along with Canton. I don't know how all these interconnect and work. That's not my job. What my job is just to know who's doing what with who, kind of like this, and all the particulars. I don't need to know. I'll just invest in all of it, right? That's what I do. Abigail Johnson, she spoke at the Consensus Conference. Oh, no, that was some years ago. But nonetheless, she's very much into crypto, the granddaughter, who's worth $30 billion. Holler. Okay. Tom Jessup worked at chain.com and built solutions for Visa. And as we know, Visa is a massive Ripple partner. They bought Currency Cloud and Earthport, two big companies, for about $1.5 billion or something like that, $1.3 billion. Visa is utilizing Ripple technology by those companies. But then Stellar buys onchain.com. So here we have a very good possibility that the XRP ledger is involved in all this, which it will in the end, we'll see. Visa, Ripple partner, Stellar. Well, the same guy that made Stellar helped make the XRP ledger. So this is all very interesting. Now, chain.com. Let's get into chain.com and figure out what the hell is this all about. It was founded in 2014. Oh, wow. That's quite a ways along the line there. Developed a platform called Sequence. In 2018, Lightyear, which is a commercial arm of Stellar, bought on chain. So this Tom Jessup guy was working on this on chain, and Stellar comes in, but their division called Lightyear takes this platform called Sequence, and Stellar takes it. Okay. This is how Interstellar got formed. So you've heard of Stellar. Well, this is how Interstellar got formed, is when Lightyear took on-chain's platform called Sequence and formed something that we call Interstellar. Now, 3 years later, 2021, Velo, a crypto called Velo Labs. They have it on Caleb and Brown. Velo Labs. Now, there's a Thai company. Velo Labs is a Thai company from Thailand, okay? Velo buys Interstellar. Oh, now we're seeing the connections, okay? Wow, Crypto Hulk, you're really connecting the dots. You make this easy to understand. So in 2021, Velo Labs, a Thailand tech company, comes in and bought Interstellar from Stellar. Technically, Lightyear, the venture capital arm of Stellar, if you're getting technical, which I'm not being technical, right? Now, Velo launched with, now mixed up in this from on-chain comes the Onyx crypto, and that's where the crypto XCN comes about. XCN. And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Looks like they pulled the plug on the show, so I had to log back in again. All right, so rookie numbers, Hulk. Oh my God, right now. So Velo Labs bought Interstellar, and then in this whole mix, the Onyx crypto comes about, ONYX. Yeah, it looks like I can't say X, and I can't say C, and I can't say N too many times. Because if I say it too much, then they pull the plug on the channel. That's weird. Maybe that's a sign, huh? So Velo, the Thai company, bought on-chain from Interstellar, which is owned by Stellar. Chain.com CEO, Interstellar, then Velo Labs. The guy who's mixed up with Velo Labs, I believe, and on-chain, is a CEO of Zelle. That money company that sends money is called Zelle. That's where he got into this crypto, XCN and Velo. He brought payment expertise to Stellar. Now, Chain.com started the Onyx coin. So that chain, that's XCN. That's where the XCN came from, is on chain. Velo then buys it. Okay. Its competitor. Now, what's interesting is on chain was a competitor with Hyperledger. That's interesting because Hyperledger, Stellar joined that. So it's like Stellar versus Stellar. Now, Starlight is the layer 2. Now, I'm not too familiar with Stellar and stuff like that. I'm not familiar with what Starlight is. It's a layer 2, but I don't know of what. Maybe one of you guys know about what Starlight is. But that was mentioned here, and they're layer 2. Maybe Fidelity goes to that layer 2. I don't know. I don't know if there's a crypto for Starlight. If there is, you might want to snatch it up. Stellar chain. Now in 2025, you have Stellar, and they mixed up with Chainlink. So Stellar and Chainlink became integrated in 2025. Now, Chain, or the Onyx, had pilots with the NASDAQ, Citibank, Capital One, Pfizer, and some others. Chuck McCabe. Could the seal coin we bought before possibly end up being the actual coin? Yeah, I mean, we've discussed all that, and very well could be. I'm still holding a certain amount of them, and, we don't know. Look at the on-chain Onyx partner list. We got Stellar and Polygon, Franklin Templeton. They're all kind of mixed up in this. And I say that Interstellar is maybe that's some kind of a bridge. This Ultrastellar, Interstellar, these might be like bridges for all this. That I haven't studied. I'm not going to dump all this time into that. I'm just showing you cryptos that are involved. Now let's get into Lightyear. It's a subsidiary of Stellar. Lightyear was a for-profit. So notice how Stellar is a non-profit. Lightyear is a for-profit company that's job was to promote the use of Stellar. 2018, it bought Chain Inc., a San Francisco startup, for $200 million. Notice how, you know what I really think? This fucking, all this stuff is like got Ripple Tech or something in it. That's what I really believe. So Lightyear buys Chain Inc., and they become Interstellar. They took Chain Inc. platform called sequencing and put on the Stellar blockchain. Tom Jessup, Fidelity, who is a VIP, again, that Tom Jessup guy, he worked on chain. Now, March 2021, Velo Labs, a Thai company, buys Interstellar. That's interesting, huh? This Thai company is backed by the CP Group, Communist Party. I haven't had time to look up the Velo and the CP Group. I have a feeling it might be like Chinese. Velo integrated their technology and put it into the Stellar chain. The co-founder of Lightyear, his name is Britt Young, is an executive at Palantir. Oh, now we're starting to see something here. Lightyear, member, is the venture capital arm of Stellar. The co-founder of Lightyear, he works for Palantir. Now, I don't want to say three-letter government agency, but Palantir was started. I mean, we looked it up on Wikipedia. Let's do it right now. The founder of, what do they call himself? The co-founder of Lightyear. Let's do a quick check. Palantir Technologies is an American publicly traded company. Oh, yep, it's government. Its flagship product is called Gotham, Gotham. It's built for intelligence and defense. Oh, my gosh. Oh, it supports intelligence operation, counter, and I can't say terrorism, analysis, law enforcement, enterprise analytics. It was founded by Peter Thiel. Oh. Palantir's customers, the base, the bulk, the majority of Palantir's customers, federal agencies. Oh, state, local governments, international organization, MI6, James Bond. The United States intelligence community, the United States Department, and I can't say of Defense. Oh, man, this Palantir. I'm going to stop right here because this gets so government agency-y. I think we got the point. So Stellar, the nonprofit, has a for-profit arm, like an arm called it's called Lightyear. And one of the co-founders of Lightyear was an executive at Palantir, and Palantir is all about three-letter agencies and defense systems. Oh, boy. The things that we find out. So, now I've owned Velo for about a year. I sold it off, but I sold it off about 3 months ago, but I use it to buy Quant and some shit like that. But Velo, Stellar, Ultra Stellar, Intrastellar, XCN, all of these, if you're interested, go for it, okay? I'm showing you, hey, the price is not going up tomorrow, whatever. I'm just showing you what fidelity information. This is fidelity, but look how deep we're getting into, like, three-letter agencies and shit. Like, just letting you know. Chain's private ledger. So on-chain had private ledgers, just letting you know. Chain's private ledgers were migrated to Stellar. Oh, so Stellar's got private ledgers. Told you. It's for a hybrid system. So they can see what we do, but we can't see what they do. That's how the shit works, okay? Now, this fits in with Mt. Gox, because Jed McCaleb, when he had Mt. Gox, right, you can go to their website right now. It's still up. The Mt. Gox, but you got to know where to find it. But the Mt. Gox website shows that they had dark pools so you can buy crypto and it doesn't show up on the order books. This Jed McCaleb guy, see, this is why, let me tell you something. With all this private and secret and hiding out in the shadows and stuff, this Stellar thing, I don't care if the prices are up or down on this thing. If you think you want to get in on this, just fucking do it, okay? Because they got these private ledgers and shit. You can't see what they're really doing. But Crypto Hulk, there's no movement on XDC or on XCN. I'm looking at the DEX trainer. There's nothing there. It's a dead project. No, fucking retard. They have private ledgers you can't see. That's why it looks like there's nothing on the deck screener for XCN, because they have private ledgers. I just read that off right now, okay? Just thought I'd let you know. Jed McCaleb, anything to do with Stellar? It's been all bad from day one. Mt. Gox was the biggest scandal, crypto scandal in the world until FTX showed up. Who was in charge of Mt. Gox? Jed McCaleb. Just thought I'd put that out there, okay? Now, whether he had anything to do with it or not, I can't comment on. So, whether this all happened after he left Mt. Gox or before, I'm not here to decide all that. All I'm saying is that Mt. Gox was owned by Jed McCaleb, and Mt. Gox did become the biggest crypto scam on the planet until good old Sam Bankman-Fried and his fine-ass girlfriend showed up. Now, Stellar aimed to enable tokenization on their platform. I think, this is my opinion, I think that's what XCN is supposed to help with, DeFi and tokenization. So maybe like the Rise token is one that tokenizes for Canton, Securitize tokenizes for BlackRock. Maybe XCN is doing the same thing for the Stellar network. I don't know. That's my guess. Now, there has been a lack of updates for XCN since 2021. Grok is saying it may be a dormant project. Maybe not. Maybe they're running it on the private ledgers, okay? I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm going to continue here. I say XCN worked because Stellar is doing DeFi with Benji. So Stellar got into DeFi with Benji, and that's with who? Franklin Templeton. Oh. Now, Akoya. What is Akoya? Akoya. It's a fintech project. Open banking is what it is. A Fidelity spin-out company. So Fidelity decided to have a spin-off company, and it's called Akoya. That's the open banking that people in America don't know about. They think, oh, that's just going to happen in Europe. It's already here, and it's been here for about 8 years. Waiting. Akoya specializes in open banking. It was founded in 2018. It started in the Fidelity Center for Applied Technology. Right now, this platform connects. Right now, already has, and we haven't even started open banking yet. Oh my God. Right now, this platform has 4,500 financial institutions hooked up. Yep. And this platform is already connected to 7,500 applications. They are ready, flip a switch, open banking. Where'd all this come from? They've already got it done, okay? Now, this Akoya is already hooked up with the clearinghouse. What is the clearinghouse? It's the top 11 banks in the United States. They formed a group called the clearinghouse. And that's how they can shoot money to each other and not have to charge crazy prices. And Ripple works with the clearinghouse as well. So it's owned by the biggest banks. And they basically force all the other banks in the world and stuff to deal with them. So these 11 banks kind of like control this Akoya, which is open banking. Now, the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau in 2025 expressed antitrust concerns over Akoya, calling it a possible antitrust. It's monopoly, basically. They called it out. The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau just last year said, hey, this doesn't look legal at all. Okay. That is the bulk of my no big deal, Cryptoholic. That is the bulk of the research that I did. Let me check here. I had Velo swapped. Okay, so I don't know. With these private ledgers, everybody, I can't tell you what's happening. A project can look dead. I'm not saying any of these projects are alive or dead. I'm not saying they're alive or they're dead. I'm just, because I don't want to get in the middle of nothing. I don't want to get in the middle of anything. I got to use correct English. Now, hybrid cryptos like Stellar, for all we know, they could be running a parallel system. We don't know about it. On our platform, XCN looks dead. Okay. On their platform, they could be using it every day. And then when the flip of the switch happens, they take their platforms, put them on ours, and then, oh shit, this is what I'm telling you. So I can't tell you if anything's dead or not. It may look dead on a deck screener. There's no way this thing's dead. With all the people mixed up in this, there's no fucking way. With Velo and Stellar and the fucking government guy, what's his name? The co-founder who works for Palantir. What's that dude's name? Whatever his name is, Mr. Smarty Pants, Britt Young from Palantir, co-founder of Lightyear. Why would, now let's think. I don't have the answer. I just want to ask the question, okay? Why would Stellar have a venture capital arm that's a co-founded by a guy who's a big shot at Palantir, who does government, and I can't say defense, and I can't say contractor, or I can't say defense or intelligence work, software company. Why would a Palantir executive be helping out a little tiny crypto company like Lightyear? Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. Unless we don't know what's really going on. So there's no fucking reason why a guy at Palantir would be helping some obscure little company called Lightyear, which is attached to Stellar. It's kind of like a little company of Stellar. Why would a massive Palantir corporation who deals with government secrets be working with Lightyear? And then why did they buy On-Chain? And On-Chain built the XCN. Why would that? And then the guy from On-Chain is working at the world's biggest payment. Do you think for a second that XCN crypto, oh, it's no good, it's a dead project? Why the fuck would Palantir be all up in that shit, huh? See, this is where it all comes apart. There's private ledgers. They're doing shit on. There's no fucking way all this government shit's going to get in on-chain and then just have it be a nothing burger with XCN. I'm not believing that. No fucking way. Defense contractor comes in like that and snatches up On-Chain and the XCN. No fucking way. For what? Nothing? Then they just leave the project? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's not possible. So if you want to take a risk on it, to me, that would be a good risk. You know, I'm not saying put all your money in it, but get some exposure to it, because if I'm right, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. All I'm doing is presenting evidence to you. Did the United States, one of its biggest defense contractors, get mixed up in Lightyear? Yes. And did they buy On-Chain? Yes. And did On-Chain make XCN? Yes. And was it then sold off to Velo and stuff? Yes. And is Stellar mixed up in this? Yes. But it's just my opinion based off facts, okay? Without getting talking about three-letter agencies anymore. Look who's involved in this one. Three-letter agencies. DOD, like XCN just doesn't disappear. Okay. They're running it somewhere else. We know that on-chain had private ledgers, and that's why Stellar took it. So Stellar now has private ledgers. I don't understand the world of all the secret crypto, everybody. What I do is I do research, like I did some research here, and I presented facts that I found. I'll throw in some of my opinion on what I think, and then the rest of it's up to you. So Game Boy Reaper says a lot more going on. See, that's all this is on that private ledger world that we can't see. We know enough. Like, I know there's something going on here. Oh, I know there's something going on. There's no way fucking Palantir. Why the fuck would Palantir, this defense contractor, DOD, and government agency shit and all that for counterterrorism, why the fuck would they buy Start Lightyear? And why would Lightyear go buy this on-chain? And why would all of a sudden it disappear? That shit doesn't make any sense, okay? Now, I don't have answers for this stuff. I'm just showing you, look what I found. What does it look like? It looks like some funny business to me. That's what it looks like. So, an exchange, here's what John Follett says. An exchange limited me to buying $12 of Rise. Now, that's interesting. Wonder why they do that. Interesting why these fintech companies originated from San Francisco. These are so now you're starting to see a lot of the, sometimes we'll just step back, forget about buying crypto or whatever, just step back and just look at the stories that I'm telling. And it's like, well, CryptoHawk, that doesn't make any sense. Exactly. See, how I would catch, when I first started working with criminals, and these people that are in crypto are criminals, we call them the government. When I first started catching criminals, I worked at Kmart, and I was 23. And this Marine guy named Doug, I don't want to say his last name, but this ex-Marine guy taught me. He was only there a few months, and I think he quit. So he was a security manager, and I worked there for about a year with no manager. I guess they trusted me enough or whatever. I was good at what I did, so I worked hard at what I do. But I'd look at, here's how you catch a shoplifter. So now I'm giving shoplifters advice. But nowadays they got cameras and record everything, so it's not going to really help you. It's too late. I would just look for something that doesn't make sense. That's all I would do. Sometimes we had different windows in the store, and I could look down different aisles. And I had binoculars sometimes too. And the different windows would have binoculars, so I could zoom in close. And I would look at what people in my store were not doing what everybody else is doing. I'd look for people that are doing weird shit. That doesn't look like a typical shopper to me. It's summertime. Why are they wearing jeans and a jacket, right? Everybody's got on shorts and a tank top. And why does this motherfucker have a baggy clothes, baggy shirt or pants, and a big old bag? And nobody else has that in the whole store. So I'd watch just shit like that. That's what I'm seeing. When I do the research like this with this fucking Lightyear and like Buzz Lightyear, but Lightyear and on-chain and Palantir and Fidelity, the $13 trillion. This doesn't make sense to me, right? So normally I'm pretty good at putting pieces together, but something like this, just how do we have like the United States defense contractor mixed up in this? Well, not the company, but the executive guy. Like, so basically you got Palantir mixed up in this. Like, how, this is interesting. So, and then nothing happens from this coin. Not buying it, because on-chain brought private ledgers to Stellar. Well, now it makes sense because maybe they're utilizing the private ledgers to utilize this XCN coin to make sure that it works all these years. Maybe it has something to do with the government. Why is it out of San Francisco? Why is all this stuff out of San Francisco? I don't know. Okay, so Quantum Irv says, you always have the best. Somebody, it looks like Quantum Irv said, you always present the best research information. I have heard that's what keeps bringing me here. And then it looks like he was hidden, then unhidden. Okay. It was a mistake, but Crypto Hawk, I fixed it. Yeah, okay. Somebody says here, MAB 1914. Interesting why these fintech companies originate. See, San Francisco, just everything keeps popping out of. You know what? Okay, so opinion time, but not opinion time. When my first Crypto Hawk show got deleted, I was deep diving pretty good and going over what I found. And I realized I can't do that or I'm going to lose a channel. But what I found was that the government uses these boards, internet, like GitHub, developer boards where people share information on, and the government would find really smart people and snatch them up. Okay. One of the boards that I found was like in San Francisco or Stanford or something like that. Okay. And somebody was like working on a project and then noticed that the government then came up with a patent for their project. So I started noticing the government would either spy on these people, steal their, because they would put up their work. Here's an experiment I did. Somebody check it. Somebody would check it, do it, make it better. Well, the government would be stealing people's work and then patenting that shit. That's one of the things I found. And then the government also would take people and make them government employees. Like on a couple occasions, I read on bulletin boards, people were missing. Has anybody seen Jim? Yeah, we were working on this project, and I haven't seen him for a couple of months now. And I've seen it where people just kind of disappear, and I have a feeling government snatches people up to have them work for them. There's a lot of stuff going on with Berkeley. The founders of Ripple, or a lot of them were from Berkeley or went to Berkeley. And San Francisco is involved in this. Somewhere there's a connection with San Francisco. Ripple's out of San Francisco, but there's something, I think something more to it than just Ripple. It was something before Ripple was in San Francisco. And then lastly, Stanford is involved, the college. I know there's professors there that are really government agents. And they identify smart kids and pluck them out. And then MIT comes into play a lot. There's some going on there too at MIT. That's where Gary Gensler, and he's all part of this. And just that's what we're seeing. There's more to it. I don't want to get into too much conspiracy stuff, but I remember seeing those windows at Kmart when I was young. Some people, I saw criminals do this. They'd push their cart past the security window, look up at the window, do this, trying to see in it, and then sometimes. And welcome back to Crypto Hulk Show. Looks like I got disconnected. I logged back in. Just really briefly. So I've seen rich people, poor people steal, old ladies, 75, 80 years old. Oh, yeah. They go right past the security window, look at the window, some of them really put shit in their purse. And then literally, like sometimes I'm just trying to understand, like, do they want me to arrest them? But I'd watch this one old lady. She had to be like 80 years old or something. Put shit in her purse underneath the security window. I think she looked up at it. I can't remember, so many years ago. Grabbed her purse and waddled, because she was short and fat, like waddled out of the store. At which point I had to arrest this old lady. Then there was this little teenage girl. She must have been 13. Her dad was rich. She was stealing from Kmart, like CDs and shit. So I had to call her dad in. And the guy's like loaded, rich. And he was mad at his daughter. He's like, the guy didn't want to brag, but he was loaded. He's like, I'll buy you anything. I'll buy you this whole store if you want. Why the fuck are you stealing? I think she just wanted attention or whatever, because her dad offered to like, pay so much money. And I let the store manager deal with it, but it was just weird kind of a deal. So anyhow, that's my little history. Those are your cryptos right there. The Interstellar and all that stuff, you can find those. I think this show's over. We're at 1 hour and 6 minutes. I gotta go. I will see you in my next one.